Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, and thank you for joining us for another episode of Pursuit of Purpose. This is another one of our quote of the day episodes. I'm Robby.
I'm Chuck.
And today our quote is, "We don't rise to the level of our expectations. We fall to the level of our training." And we're going to talk about this for a few minutes and kind of give some ideas of where it came from and why it's written the way that it is. We are actually in the training business. Coaching and counseling is a type of training.
Yes.
So this quote hits home for us. Mm-hmm. Chuck, do you want to give us what that means to you, or put some language to it, as you like to say?
Sure. I'll get us a good first start, I hope. So we cannot outpace our preparation. And we would like to, and we may have these visions and these goals and dreams out there, but this is the way I read it, it's going to boil down to the level of our training. So now what do I expect from myself, and maybe expect from others who I may cooperate with to get to that goal? And so there may be expectations, but I cannot outpace the training I put in.
Yeah. And it's very true. Oftentimes, part of what I see in this is we develop these preconceived notions of what we should produce or what others should produce. And then we go at an activity or a venture based on those expectations. But we didn't prepare at all. So oftentimes when we fail in a venture, whether it be business, family, friendship, whatever the venture may be, when we fail, we think, that was just terrible luck, or it was a bad idea, or it just wasn't in the cards. God didn't want me to have it. Whatever it is, we make these excuses because that's really what they most of the time are. And it all boils down to, we didn't train enough. We didn't prepare enough. We didn't practice enough.
Right.
Whatever the case may be, anybody who's ever played sports can tell you, if you want to win, the key to winning is practice, preparation, training.
Yep.
You have to train your mind the same way that you do your body. Your mind, your brain is very much like a muscle.
Right.
It performs the same way. And if you don't train it, it won't know what to do.
Right. I coached for years before I segued into the whole counseling industry. And a lot of the young men and women, but I coach mostly guys sports. And these guys would watch media, they'd watch television, and they would see these people who are at certain levels, and they would watch it with admiration. Man, I'd love to. I said, well, what are you willing to do to get there? And they didn't really have answers. And so I would offer a few suggestions, but I would always tell them, I said, if you work up to mediocrity, that's all you're going to get. So I can schedule practice. I can give you some things to do at home, but how much more will you invest in your personal training so that you can actually aspire to whatever acquisition you want? But I can guarantee you this, it's not going to happen by luck.
No.
You mentioned that. It's going to happen because you put in the extraordinary effort.
That's right. And I mean, you could say it another way. You get what you give. You get out of yourself what you put into yourself.
Yep.
And if you're willing to put out the effort, put in the time, and give up the energy that it takes to train yourself in whatever endeavor it may be, you'll reap the rewards with compound interest.
Yes.
Because you'll succeed.
Right. For years, you worked with a lot of different pieces of equipment, and you weren't born knowing those things. No. You went and learned how. I went and I found a friend that had it, or at least I bought it and go, I'm gonna sit on top of this piece of equipment. I'll figure out how to make it work for me. And it turned into a great living.
That's right.
And that's an excellent example of just getting it off of even professional or sports aspirations, just learning how to work something that could be a valuable tool.
Yep. And ladies and gentlemen, we really appreciate you guys joining us for these Quote of the Day episodes. I'm Rob.
I'm Chuck.
And thank you for allowing us to become a part of the Pursuit of Purpose.